Welcome back, LC Davis to MMAOddsBreaker. Bellator 143 is when he's fighting. He's fighting the champ, Joe Warren. Um, this is
Former.
say again?
He's the former champ.
Oh, that's right, former champ. Excuse me. I apologize. Uh, you talk to him though. He's still the baddest man on the planet. He's still the champ. But just he didn't lose. Just ran out of time. He's always got that kind of not excuses. Joe's not got to make excuses, but he's very colorful, for lack of a better
Yes.
term. Has it been has it been colorful for you having to do the banter and the press conferences and the back and forth with him as you're getting ready for this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I expected that when I signed to fight Joe Warren. He like you said, he's very colorful and he's good for the sport. He's an entertainer inside and outside the cage. So I mean, I'm excited about it. I embrace it.
So we all know what's going to happen with Joe. He's going to come in great shape. He's going to come in with a super high level of lactic acid threshold where he can grind and grind and grind. That's what he did, and that's how he won the worlds in Greco. This is a man that knows how to go into deep waters. What adjustments did you have to make in your train camp to prepare for a guy? Because Joe's like the anomaly. He's the weird one, but he's still gonna be knocked out. He's been knocked out before. He can be knocked out again. His hand game is, even though he trains with Mark Montoya, his hand game is not caught up yet. Obviously, the 30 plus years he has of wrestling, so it's very difficult to kind of keep those two together. What adjustments have you had to make in your training camp to get ready for that guy Joe?
I had to get in great shape. First and foremost, I knew fighting Joe Warren. He likes to grind. He likes to pressure. He's used to deep waters. He embraces that. And so as soon as I signed on the dotted line, I was like, man, I just got to be in great shape for this fight. And I feel like I'm more well rounded than Joe. I think he may be a better wrestler than me. I mean, on paper, for sure, he's a better wrestler than me. I've never won a world title in wrestling, so he's definitely a better wrestler than me. But I don't think he's a better mixed martial artist than me. So I think that'll be my advantage. I'm more well rounded than him. He gets the job done. He has the tools to get the job done. I just feel like I have more tools. I feel like he's a little bit limited with his approach.
When you say limited, he's even in Greco, he was always that kind of way. He basically has like 4 or 5 moves, and he goes to them all the time. He doesn't really change up his game, but he's also the best at those 4 or 5 moves. In MMA, he does the same thing, but he isn't quite a master of all those things yet. So when you see his same pattern, you see his little glitches, you see his tells. Do you see a lot of holes that you're able to exploit because it's a mixed martial arts fight and not a Greco-Roman match?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think he's so aggressive that he leaves a lot of openings. He like you said, he's stuck in his own ways, and he gets the job done with his style, And but that style also leaves a lot of openings. His stand up's not the best. And he's so aggressive that he puts himself in harm's way a lot of times. And I feel like I'm gonna be able to capitalize on that. I feel like I'll have a huge advantage standing up, and I'm just as athletic as him, and I can wrestle too. So I feel like looking at this, if I was him, I'd be worried. His strengths is wrestling, and his weakness is stand up. So obviously, a bad matchup for him would be someone that could wrestle with good stand up, and I feel like that's me. So I'm confident in this fight.
How hard has it been this training camp? Because you say you have to be in better cardio shape, which means higher reps, longer sessions. It means you got to spend more time in rounds where you might be a 50 puncher. Might throw 50 punches per round. Now, all of a sudden, you're having to throw 100 to get your body used to that kind of constant grind and getting ready for it. Like, how hard has it been this training camp to kind of up your cardio level, up to your VO2 max?
Oh man, it's been tough, and I've been pushing myself. What I've really been trying to focus on is not overtraining. You get excited about these fights. You're like, oh man, I got a chance to beat a world, a former world champion, someone that's highly regarded, and get one step closer to getting a world championship myself. So I got super excited. So my coaches had to kind of like tell me to slow it down a little bit and just make sure I don't
Yeah.
over and stuff like that. So I trained harder. I did little extra rounds, and what I really tried to focus on is go from grappling to striking a lot. I didn't every day that I did some grappling, I did some striking. Every day that I do some striking, I do some grappling. So I make sure my muscles and body is used to going from punching and grappling, and I feel like that's gonna be how the fight's gonna be. He's gonna be in my face, clinching, grappling, and I'm gonna be sprawling and brawling. So it's going to be a fast paced fight.
Now, Joe takes a very scientific approach to his training camps. He goes down to Phase 4 training down in Santa Monica, California, and gets his VO2 max done and gets his body weight done, and has a dietitian and has a strength and conditioning coach, and like he's a very science based athlete. Like he really concentrates on that. Are you the same way, or are you a little bit less science based than Joe is?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be, but that takes money. You know what I mean? I'm no rich fighter. Joe's done a little more in the sports. Probably got a few better paydays than me, so he could probably afford to fly to California and do all that crazy stuff. But I get it done the old-fashioned way, man. It's kind of like Rocky versus the Russian. He had all the
Yeah.
scientific stuff, and I'm just sitting there chopping wood, doing the old school stuff, and I'm still gonna kick his ass on September 25th.
Are you going to be able to finish him?
I think so. I see this fight going two ways. I see it being a tough 15-minute war, or I see me finishing him, catching him when he leaves those openings.
And like you said before, I do see a lot of openings that Joe has, but he's super aggressive and he's in such good shape all the time that when you hit him, he's in such good shape he doesn't fall down because he's
Yeah,
covered.
he recovers really fast. Like what I've been watching, dang near everyone that fights him rocks him. Everyone rings his bell, but his shape and recovery is amazing. And he's just gritty, man. His will to win is high. It's up there with anyone, and but so is mine. My will to win is up there with the best of them. And I've fought the best of them. I've been through a lot of adversity, and I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a matchup with two guys that are hungry, determined, and I just feel like I'm going to be the better man that night.
That's LC Davis getting ready to fight Joe Warren on Bellator 143. You win this fight against Joe, you stop him. What's going to happen next? What do you think Bellator is going to do with you after this?
They better give me a title shot. I think they promised him a title shot with a win, so I feel like I should be in the same boat, especially if I finish him, and that's what I'm expecting to do. No matter what, I think this fight is going to be exciting. Joe comes and gets in your face, and I'm not going to back down, and I'm going to get right back in his face. You got to meet fire with fire, and I think it's going to be fireworks, or he's going to go to sleep early.
Thanks, LC, for coming on here, man. I think this fight's going to be amazing. It's going to be high action, be a lot high paced, and I'm really interested to see how this whole thing pulls apart. This is one of the most intriguing matchups I've had because you're right, where he's weak, you're strong, where you're weak, he's strong. It's got a great kind of, and I'm not saying either one of you have any kind of weaknesses, but I'm just saying on the scale, that this is an amazing matchup, and really it's going to come down to a lot of will, a lot of determination. And really, who pays attention to the corners more? Because the corners can see a lot more than you can. Because your tunnel vision right in front of you, and the corner can see some stuff going on that you can't. And I really think this is gonna be like a corners fight, where the corners are gonna have a big influence on how this thing pans out.
I can see that. I agree with that. You're a veteran for a reason.
So, yeah, because I'm old. Veterans are just old people. That's all it means. Thanks, LC. Appreciate you coming on here, man. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thanks, man.